record here. Okay, so on day one, we focused on two pillars, and that was the align pillar and the design pillar. Just going to give a real quick recap for those of you that are joining me for the first time today. And that was about energetic alignment. It was claiming that you are already an empowered six-figure coach and getting really, really clear on who it is that you wanted to serve and the power of your work and how important it is right now. And when people don't find you, you know, what happens to them if they don't find you is they actually end up staying on Pain Island. And we don't want that for them. We want them to get the support that they need, that they can actually create the results to live happier, healthier, and more fulfilled lives. But even more than that, you get to help people create generational health. Generational health. And that is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about supporting you to learn these principles so that you can go out and actually change the world. Because generational health means that we're not just serving one person, we're serving one person and they're actually creating ripples through everybody else that they touch, right? And I shared a little bit of a story about, you know, my kids grew up with me in the kitchen, and today my kids know how to cook. They know what a balanced plate looks like. They know to add spinach or kale in a smoothie. They know how to make a healthy smoothie versus a sugar bomb. And, you know, the sad thing is that they're actually seeing how many of their friends don't know how to actually eat healthy. So it really does create generational health ripple effects from the person that you're serving and everybody else around them. So this is where you get to be like, hell yeah, I am important. The work that I have to do is valuable, and the work that I have to do is needed. Okay, then we moved into the design pillar, and the design pillar, we focused on, you know, making sure that you understood why we need to actually have a high-end offer, and a high-end offer that is also high touch, because we want to make sure that people actually get results. This isn't about just trying to sell somebody into a low-end course. Courses that don't have actual support with you and accountability actually don't necessarily create results. So we want to have a high-end offer that actually delivers amazing results for your clients. We also talked about the signature system, which was so important because your signature system becomes your proprietary process, and it is what 10x's your business. It allows you to take the pressure off talking about why you're such an amazing coach, and instead you get to make your signature system or your process the hero. So for those of you that are just joining me today, or those of you that are popping in late, definitely go back and watch the replay. That was all from day one. It's still in the Facebook group. It will be in the Facebook group until the end of next week. So if you want to catch any of this, go back and make notes. Please feel free to do so. Yesterday, we talked about the nurture method, and that was the importance of the attract, nurture, and invite pillars, and why it's so important that we actually have all three. So we talked about the attract and how we're actually going to bring people into our ecosystem that are our heart yes clients, not the ones that are not interested in support, but the ones that are absolutely a heart yes for having the result or the transformation that you get to provide. We also talked about nurturing and why it's important to nurture relationships before we actually invite people to work with us. And we shared more specifically that this isn't about overcoming objections. This is about helping people move up the belief ladder. And here's something that I want you guys to write down if you've got a pen. When we talk about making invitations, people don't buy because it's a great price. People don't buy because, you know, they're like, oh, that is like the best price still ever. We all buy subconsciously based on our belief and the experience that we get to have. The experience that we get to have. So most of the time, I see a lot of coaches struggling and thinking that the reason why they're not making more sales is because it's somehow about the price, or people don't want to invest in the price. And it's never about the price. It's about the value and the certainty and the belief that somebody actually has in getting the results that they want to have. And we talked about the belief ladder. So I'm not going to go back into that today because we've got a lot to cover. So go back and watch yesterday on the attract, nurture, and invite, and the belief ladder, and how we all have to move up the belief ladder, no matter if we're buying a mattress or if we're buying coaching or health coaching or anything. Tomorrow, I'm really, really excited to share that I'm actually bringing in my personal mindset coach, and she is actually going to share all about sales. I'm trying to find my notes today because we were actually talking specifically how to think, our mindset around sales. So how to think to actually make. And this is going to be really important because it's not, again, it's not about overcoming objections. It's about understanding how we personally think and also how your ideal clients are thinking in order for you to support them in making an empowered decision. So definitely pop back in tomorrow. Liz is amazing. She's been doing this for decades. It's one of the reasons why I work with her one-on-one. And I've been working with her for over 3 years. It's also why I actually have her inside of Activate Abundance Academy, because she will bust through limitations quicker than quick. And I'm like, I want you teaching this to my people so that they can actually move through any of the doubt, any of the imposter syndrome, any of the things that are keeping people from actually inviting them into sales, so that you can actually create amazing momentum in your business. So today we are diving into the Empower module. And the Empower module is all about, or the Empower step is all about being an empowered leader in your business, and not only in your business in the way that you deliver results to your clients, but being an empowered leader in your life and in the way that you're thinking. And so we actually are circling kind of back around to alignment and mindset again, as well as the abundant and empowered paradigms. And paradigms are more than just a way of thinking. They are actually a way of being. And so we're going to talk about some of those leadership paradigms that when you take these on, and when you embody these as an empowered leader, as an empowered healer, as somebody who is here to make a difference in the world, you're going to start seeing results in your business, because you're going to start implementing the pieces that I've taught you on a whole new level. It becomes a way that you just naturally are, which is super, super exciting. You don't have to try to convince or hustle your way to success. You actually get to embody from this state of being, and it's about being first, and then doing, and then having, right? And many of you guys know this already, but it is worth repeating that we don't just jump into action. We start with who it is that we're being. And when we start from being an empowered leader, then the actions that we take, the doing from the energy of being an empowered leader, is going to create so much more results in a quicker and a more easeful way. That means then you get to have the business that you want. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And let's see, I knew that was going to happen if I didn't download it. Hang on just a minute. In my Google Drive, and it actually didn't save. Hang on just a moment. Let me find this. All righty. Bear with me for just a moment. All righty. There we go. All righty. There we go. All right. So here we are back into the Soulful Abundance system. So yesterday we were talking about invite. Today we're all about being an empowered leader. And, you know, I really love this pillar, because what this allows us to do is to, when we are embracing these empowered leader paradigms, we're actually holding on and taking responsibility for what it is that we're creating and the way that we're showing up in our life, instead of being a victim to circumstance, whether that circumstance is some sort of outside circumstance that has to do with what somebody else is thinking. By the way, most circumstances are outside circumstances, but we don't need to be a victim. We get to actually claim our power. That's why it's called empowered leader, right? And here are the things that I want to share with you about that. And my clients actually print these out. Feel free to print these out. You can copy them, you can make them pretty, you can put them somewhere, you know, hang them up in your office so that you can really look at these every day. Because when you are embodying these paradigms, your world and your business and the way that you show up to serve your clients is going to completely change. So Step one, or number one in the empowered leader paradigm, is I'm 100% responsible 100% of the time without guilt and without blame. And this is super important because when we claim that we're responsible for our results, I'm not saying that we're responsible for outside circumstances, right? I'm not responsible if somebody hits my car. I'm not responsible if somebody, says or does something. They're responsible for their actions. But when we take responsibility for our results 100% of the time without guilting ourselves or blaming somebody else or blaming ourselves, then that actually changes everything, because then we are absolutely no longer a victim to circumstance. And so this one is really, really powerful. We get to take a look at, all right, where am I in my business right now? The truth is, there are no outside circumstances that got you to where you are. There are no outside circumstances that got you where you are. You got you where you are today. Okay. And if you want to be someplace different, then you get to take 100% responsibility to do that as well. And so this is just kind of looking back and going, okay, where are the gaps in my business? Where are the things that I might be missing? Maybe you're missing having, a high-end offer. Maybe you're missing understanding or knowing how to attract people into your ecosystem. Maybe you're missing how to signature system. Maybe you're missing, learning how to actually support somebody on a clarity call. We don't need to guilt ourselves. We don't need to blame ourselves for it. This is where we just get to be truthful and say, all right, where are my gaps? I'm responsible for where I am today. This is where the gaps are. And now what is it that I want to do with it? Okay, we're all responsible for that. Number two is sacred self-care is the foundation of a sustainable practice. We cannot have a sustainable practice, a profitable practice, or a sustainable practice if we don't take care of ourselves. So this is something that we absolutely go all in on inside of the Activate Abundance Academy. We get to be well-sourced. We get to have our well-being and our integrity intact. And that actually becomes the foundation of your practice, because when you're taking care of you, when you're making sure that you have ample time to rest, when you're making sure that you've got time to work on your business, where you're putting your visionary hat on and taking some breaks, and working in your business, and you're really clear about those boundaries there, you're able to show up as a leader in your home, in your business, in your family, in multiple ways, a heck of a lot more effectively. It's one of the reasons why I actually take the last week off every single month, and I put my visionary hat on, and I either go away on vacation, like a 3-day little retreat where I have some time to unplug, to nourish myself again, to, write, to journal, to do the things that allow me to have the lifestyle that I want to have, so that I can show up and serve in a greater capacity, whether I'm serving my clients, whether I'm serving my family. Okay. Number three is leaders source their experiences. Leaders source their experiences. And what I mean by that is we get to take a look at what is the experience that we want to have, right? If we don't have the business that we want right now, we actually get to source the experience to help us create what it is that we have. That kind of goes back to we're 100% responsible 100% of the time. But we get to be empowered instead of saying, I can't, or I'm scared, or I'm doubtful, or I don't know how, or I'm confused, or all of those things that actually take us out of the game. And we're actually in scarcity mode. We get to say, how can I? If I want this thing over here, then the question is, how can I? Because I am the one that gets to source my experience, right? And I shared a little bit yesterday. Sorry, my nose is so itchy today. I shared yesterday how, there was something that I was really a heart yes for. I really wanted to invest in something. I actually wanted to invest in a business program that was significantly more than I've invested in the past. And I already have my resources right now tied up to finish out some other work that I'm doing with coaches. And so I'm like, you know what? My bank account and my credit cards right now say, you can't do it. But I said, you know what? I'm a leader. I get to source my experience. If I really want this, which I absolutely do and did, I get to figure that out. And so that's where I got creative. And each and every one of you get to do that too. You get to source your experience. We always find a way for the things that we want. Leaders choose abundance even when others choose scarcity. Oh boy, this is such a good one, right? So we as a leader get to stay in the abundant mindset, even when somebody else is choosing scarcity. And the truth is, you being in the coaching and the healing world, you're going to bump up people who are going to tell you, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. I don't have the finances. I'm not sure. That is actually a very scarce mindset. What they're doing when they say that is they're actually staying in a circumstance and they're a victim to their bank account, or they're basically giving power away when they say that. You get to choose abundance. And what that means is we get to, the people that are not ready to say yes, it's okay. We get to tuck them in. We get to love on them, but you get to stay in abundance, and you get to be the container that holds the vision and the possibility for their transformation no matter what. And that's where we get to hold our clients fully capable for figuring out the resources or the details if they really want it. Now, if they don't want it, that's okay. If they're not ready to say yes to having the support, that's okay. But you get to stay in abundance. So you get to choose abundance even when others are choosing to stay in scarcity mode. Number 5, my most dominant thoughts create my results. Therefore, I take daily action to align with what I most desire to receive. How many of you, when you wake up, are actually excited to jump out of bed and be like, oh, I am so excited. I can't wait to see who I get to serve today, right? Or how many of you are worried about, how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to find a client? This isn't working. This isn't working. This other thing isn't working. I'm not sure what to do. Here's the truth about our thoughts. Your most dominant thoughts actually create your results. There's no way around this, because our thoughts, what it is that we're thinking, creates our feelings. Our feelings, how we're feeling, actually determines what actions, whether we take action, whether we're reacting, or whether we're actually just moving away from something. So action, inaction, or reaction, okay? So that directly then leads to the results that we have in our business, right? So if we're thinking, I can't do this, I don't know what to do, I don't have enough experience, why would anybody want to work with me? Then that creates a very contracted feeling. And so that is going to have you not take action. It's probably going to have you want to go binge some Netflix shows instead of actually showing up and being visible and reaching out and seeing who you could serve, right? So your most dominant thoughts create your results. So it's really important that you take daily action to align to the feeling that you want to feel. So in the abundance formula that I shared on day 1, I shared that abundance is a combination of the inner game, which is our mindset and energy, thoughts that we're thinking, plus the way that we're feeling together, plus the actions that we take equals abundance. So that means that we need to be really careful about what thoughts we are thinking. Most of the time, actually 75% of the time, our thoughts are going to be negative. So we have to be intentional 51% of the time to choose thoughts that give us a better feeling, to choose thoughts that help us feel confident, to choose thoughts that help us feel capable, to choose thoughts that are going to help us take action to actually serve and do the work that we're here to do. Number 6, leaders allow themselves to take risks and course correct. Look, the reason why you see people being successful isn't because there's a magic wand that they have, or that they're smarter, or that they have more certifications. The truth is that the people are successful because they have taken action, they've taken risks, they've gotten feedback, and they've course corrected. That's all it is. But they don't make the risks or the mistakes or the way that things go mean anything about them or their capability, right? So let's think about it. If there was a CEO, and the CEO, and she made, let's say, 25 decisions this week, and she got half of them that didn't work the way that she wanted, that still would mean that there were 12 decisions that she made that propelled her forward in her business. Okay. Even the ones that didn't work out the way that she thought they should have is actually giving her incredible feedback. So she knows how to pivot and course correct as she goes. And the entrepreneurial journey requires that. It is never going to be a straight line up in the entrepreneurial journey. I'm sure you guys have seen those memes that the path to success is like all over the place, right? We're up one day and we're down another day. The more decisions that you make, if you were to say, well, I'm going to make 2 decisions this week. Well, if one of them goes the way that you want, the other one doesn't, you're only one step closer. So leaders allow themselves to take risks and get feedback and say, did it work? Do I want to do it again? How do I feel about it? And you get to course correct. And the more often you do that, the more success you're going to have in your business. And the key to this is also to be supported, because we can't read the label when we're inside of the bottle. And so sometimes we might take action and it not go the way that we want it to go. And we get in our heads about all of the things that went wrong. And we really need somebody to read the label on the outside of the bottle and go, okay, well, but look at all of the things that actually went right with this. Okay. Number 7, leaders commit before they know how. This is one that I learned very early on, and it is one that I come back to over and over and over again. You don't need to know the how. You don't need to know from A to Z and everything in between exactly how it's going to work. And I can guarantee that even if you did, it wouldn't work that way anyways. Leaders will commit and say, yes, this is what I want, and let the how open. And here's the beauty of it. The how opens after the commitment, within the commitment. Think about it. If you wanted to ride a bike, you wouldn't just watch a movie about riding a bike, and you wouldn't just watch a friend ride a bike. You would have to commit to riding the bike, and you would get on the bike and you would start pedaling and you would start balancing, right? And you would figure it out. You would learn the how within the context of the commitment. So the commitment has to come first. You have to say yes to you. You have to say yes to building and growing your business, and then having the support and letting the how arise within there. Leaders do what they need to do with integrity and live authentically. And integrity is so, so important. You do not need to give your integrity away in order to have a successful business. You do not need to be somebody that you don't want to be in order to have a successful business. You get to do this authentically, genuinely, and build and grow your business in a way that works for you. Okay. Number 10, there is no failure, only feedback. You're either winning or learning. You're either winning or learning. You're really not failing. And one of the things that I ask my clients, and I also ask myself sometimes too, is what if nothing is going wrong right now? What if nothing's going wrong? How might that change the way you show up again and again and again if you can't get it wrong? And then number 11, leaders trust themselves and take inspired action, right? Again, back to action, right? We have to trust ourselves and take the action. If you do nothing with the information that you've learned from the past 3 days today, I'm going to be really sad because this information is just information until it gets actioned. And I really, really want you guys to be able to action the information. It's important that you take action. It's important that you trust yourself and just take that 1% in whatever it is that you're learning from either day 1 or day 2 or day 3, and put one little tiny piece into action so that you can start creating momentum in your business. And the beauty about that is when you start taking action, when you trust yourself and you start taking action, that starts creating momentum in your business. And when you start creating momentum in your business, more momentum is created, and it's easier to continue to take action, right? And that, if we go back to physics, an object in motion stays in motion, right? And then the last paradigm is leaders are impact driven and give generously. We're here to create impact. We're here to give value. We're here to create experiences. We're here to give generously. When you do that, when your come from is that, the sales become a side effect. instead of just, I'm here to just make the sales. I'm here to just make a 6-figure business. When we're focused on taking action and creating impact, and not worried about the income, when we're here to say, you know what, I get to take action, I get to create impact for somebody, I get to reach out to somebody, I get to invite somebody to step into their transformation, I get to give value. When we do that and we let go of the result, when we let go of the outcome, then what happens is that everything comes back to us. I mean, everything comes back to us anyways, right? The energy that we put out is always going to come back to us. So if we are focused on taking the action and putting value and impact in the world, that is the most powerful energetic place that you can be in your business, because that means you're going to show up consistently and you're going to create relationships with people. And then those people are going to reach out and they're going to want your support. So paradigms are more than just a way of how we feel, how we think, or how we believe. It's actually a way of being. And I want to stop just quickly for just a minute before we go into the obstacles to success. And I just want to ask each and every one of you, hey, Jamie, I'm so glad to see you. Which one of these kind of pops off the page for you as something that you would like to embody more of? Which one pops off the page for you that you're like, wow, I didn't look at that before? Amy says, yes, today's going to be a great day. Every single morning as I get out of bed, Amy says. And Heather says, yes, do it messy without knowing all the how. Absolutely. Oh, did I skip over number 9? Leaders make powerful, decisive choices. Yes, I did talk about that one. Yeah. Number 10. Okay, great. So Genesis number 10. Jamie says number 7. Yeah, leaders commit before they know how. Number 10, there is no failure, only feedback. Yeah. So if you were to just pick one of those, just one, and really embody that for the next week, how might that make a difference? How might that make a difference in your business? I'd love to know. Go ahead and come off mute. Charlene says she gets to say, how can I? So you get to choose abundance instead of scarcity, Charlene. Yeah, the how can I instead of the I can't. Yeah. Cool. Anybody want to come off mute and share if they took action on that one thing? Heather, yeah.
Well, I picked number 2 about self-care. I love the way that you said it's the foundation to sustaining your business, because so many business owners just go till they're burning the candle at both ends. And then they wonder why their business falls apart and their family falls apart and then their self falls apart.
Yep.
And so, it's like they say, put your own oxygen mask on first before you put it on the person in the plane with you. And it didn't make a lot of sense until I got older and I became a mom. And it's like, oh yeah, if I'm not well enough to take care of them, who's going to take care of them? And if your business is your baby, then if you're not well enough to take care of it, then who's going to serve your clients if you're not well enough to serve your clients?
Yes.
So I love that. It totally aligns with, what I want to do, and just have a group of women that support each other into self-care. Like, let's not get together and do a networking business meeting. Let's get together and just relax and have self-care.
Yeah.
Because
how about
we
both?
need that.
Yes, I actually do both. I call them soulful abundance retreats. We actually do both. Every spring and every fall, we go away, take a group of my clients away. We actually, in North Carolina, Jamie, you may know the Well of Mercy. I don't know if you've been up there before. So we go to this beautiful retreat center, and it is a combination of quiet time and space to get those divine downloads that we need, right? And also being in support of community and women and strategizing. When we have both, amazing things happen. But you're so right, Heather. Like we can't show up and serve our clients. Like, what is the point of having the money if we're exhausted and we don't ever want to get out of bed? What's the point, right? It's not fun. That's not why we're here. If we can't continue to serve and be excited and be inspired and be in love with our business, it doesn't matter. And so, one of the things that I stress, and, again, we only have, a certain number of days, but we absolutely come up with sacred self-care plans. And I call it sacred self because we are sacred selves and we get to care for ourselves that way. And when we have sacred self-care plans, then we get to be really clear and we get to create what does our life want to look like first. And then we get to piece our business around that so that you can show up as the empowered leader that serves your clients well, serves your family well, serves yourself well, and you get to have the life that you want instead of trying to fit your life around your business. Really, really important that you get to do both of those. Great. Cool. Anybody else? Thank you, Heather, for coming off and mute and sharing that. Yeah. Teresa, what about you? Which one pops up for you?
I think that they're all very relevant. I don't know if I have one that just really struck me as being, I think that I feel like if you don't approach your business from the standpoint of being the leader in your business, then you actually aren't showing up in that way. And so that's kind of like the thing that I took away from all of it is that you have to treat your business with empowerment to step into it as an empowered leader.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any one of those where you feel like you would like to take that on for the next week? Anything that you feel like maybe there's a gap that you're like, you know what? If I take this on just for this next week, this is going to make a difference in my life or in my business.
Can you share them again?
Sure, absolutely.
So I can look at it really quickly.
Totally. Happy to do that. Yeah. Can you guys see this? So I'll have to scroll up because it's on 2 pages. So yeah, so this is 1 through 6. I know for me, and I'll just be fully transparent, number 5, my most dominant thoughts create my results, that I have to do that daily. I have to do that daily because mindset, working on my mindset is never just a one and done. It's never just like, oh, I figured that out, right? And then never have to come back to it again. It is something that I do on a daily basis. And so I have to consciously and intentionally choose what is the energy that I want to be in today.
So looking at these, I practice a lot of these already, but I think the one that stands out the most is just really when I tend to start to work on a project, I tend to neglect my self-care. So I'm finding, because I just launched a product or something, and so like I put all my energy and effort into it, and I'm finding myself a little bit worn down. So I think that would probably be the one thing that I would want to focus on more. Is taking some time out to actually allow myself to renew.
Love that. Absolutely. Because then you get to come back more excited and more sourced and fulfilled energetically. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard sometimes because I always have a lot of thoughts and downloads and things that I want to do. And so my mind is going constantly. So it's like just my mind needs to turn off and shut down for a bit so that I can actually just chill out.
Yeah. Yeah. Something that might support you, Teresa, and you may have heard me say this, but it's worth a reminder. Rest is a revenue generating activity.
I like that.
Rest is a revenue generating activity. Sometimes we absolutely need to rest, right? We don't want to be working 24/7. I mean, look at our seasons, right? There are seasons for harvest and there's seasons for planting. We're in winter season now. So, going inward, there needs to be time for that in our business. We don't need to be on full steam ahead, hiking up the mountain the whole time, every single day, right? There's time for us to actually chill out and relax and kind of float down the river or go for a walk in the woods, right? We need to have that balance. So rest counts as a revenue generating activity because if you're burned out, you're not going to generate any revenue. Yeah, cool. Anybody else want to share? Thank you, Teresa. No? Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's keep going. Oh, 2 messages done here. Let me just check. Mindset, Joanna says mindset and no failures, only feedback. Love those. Absolutely. Amy said she was about to say number 5, and I've been in the practice of doing daily mindset work, and it's been very impactful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because again, the mindset, the thoughts that we think create our feelings, feelings create actions, and actions are reactions, which, you know, directly relate to our results. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why mindset is the foundational piece, along with our self-care, of making sure that our business is working the way that we want it to work, in a way that allows us to experience joy. Awesome. All righty, let me just pop in. Let me share this with you guys next. All right, so here we are. These are obstacles to success. And so as I read through these are the things that are keeping you from 6 figures. And if you're already at 6 figures, it's keeping you from multiple 6 figures. And if you're already at multiple 6 figures, it's going to keep you from 7 figures. These are common. These are the most common blocks to success. So number 1 is hiding and playing small, right? In the past week, have you said that you would share what you do, maybe on social media, but instead got distracted by something else? Right? Here's the bottom line, my friends. You have to be visible. I know that we didn't get into this work to market, but as a solo entrepreneur, as somebody who is building and running their business on their own, you have to do the work to be visible. So if you're hiding, if you are fearful, if you're playing small, if you're looking for all of the other things that are actually having you become distracted, then that is actually keeping you from getting in front of the people that need you. So I just want you to, you know, notice, like, as I'm reading these, just put a check mark or make a note in your mind of, yep, that's one block I get to work on. Number 2, staying in comfort instead of going all in. So in the past month, have you seen someone that you could help, but you didn't make an invitation to them to work with you? Instead, you just kind of waited for them to reach out to you, right? People need to be invited. And a lot of times we can kind of get in our head and we can think, oh gosh, I would really love to support her, but if I invite her to work with me, does she, you know, is she going to think that I'm just out for the money? Does she think that, you know, we just make up these stories in our brain about what somebody else might think about us, right? And so we stay in our comfort zone. We can't create growth when we're just staying in our comfort zone. It just doesn't work that way. Think about, you know, going for, you know, working out. When we work out a little bit every single day, it's actually stepping outside of our comfort zone. When we go for a run, when we lift weights, when we do something different than what we've normally done, that's stepping outside of your comfort zone. Number 3 is asking others for permission. In the past 2 weeks, have you doubted yourself or your pricing and looked to others to give you permission to charge what you really want? Right? Sometimes we're like, oh, I really want to charge that, but I'm not sure. Could the market bear it? Is anybody going to charge for it? Right? Normal things. But when we're giving away our power by asking permission, we're not actually claiming that we have the ability to actually choose what it is that we get to have. Okay, so just notice asking permission is, you know, and here there's a difference between asking permission and having wise counsel, right? So asking permission means that you're waiting for somebody else to give you approval. Having wise counsel means that you're talking to somebody and you're weighing it and you're still making your own decision. You're just taking a look at the information. Okay. Number 5, waiting until you see proof before you commit. In the past year, have you wanted to invest in support, but you think you have to have the money first before you invest in your business? This is a common one, you guys. This is one that I see over and over and over and over again. I want support. I know I need support, but I just need a few clients first, right? If you already had the few clients, you wouldn't need the support. That's like saying, you know, and you know what? I really would love to go to a yoga class, but I need to be more flexible. The whole point of going to a yoga class is to be more flexible, right? That's the whole point, right? So if you're waiting first to be more flexible before you go to the yoga class, you're not going to be more flexible. So that's just what I like to call as a thought error. That's all it is. It's a thought error. The truth is that you get to have the support to help you get to that next level that you need so you can create the income, so that you can create the cash flow, so that you can create the clients and serve the people that you're here to serve. Kimberly, you had your hand raised, I think. Were you going to ask a question? Or number 4, people pleasing over needs and desires. Yeah. Thank you. In the past month, have you put working on your business on the back burner because someone else wanted your attention? Right? Yeah, I see this a lot in, mamas and, oh, I really need to do this, but so-and-so needs my help first, right? We can get into people pleasing mode. Sorry, I skipped over that one. Number 6, waiting until tomorrow and believing that you don't have enough time. So in the past month, have you delayed making a decision to take action in your business at least twice, telling yourself that you don't have enough time? Right? We talked about the false belief of I don't have enough time yesterday, right? Have we delayed making a decision to take action because we say we don't have enough time? We all have plenty of time. It's a matter of deciding how we're going to use it. Okay, so if you continue with that obstacle, there's never going to be the right time, by the way. If we're waiting for all the stars to align and everybody to be okay with everything that we're doing, it won't happen. Number 7, letting your circumstances decide for you. In the past year, have you been a heart yes, but you let your bank account, your partner, or outside circumstances be the reason why you said no? I shared a little bit about that yesterday and today too look, circumstances don't get to decide for you. You get to decide first. And here's the way that we make really powerful decisions. Take the money or whatever it is off the table and first just ask yourself, do I want it? Just do I want it? And if the answer is yes, then you get to decide how to create it. If the answer is no, great, it's no, and the decision is done. But if you are giving your power away to an outside circumstance, you will always be in victim mode. And I want you to know that you're not a victim. You have got so much incredible power. There's so many ways to make money. Actually, it's one of my most favorite things to do, is to help women figure out how to make more money in their business, even when they don't see it in front of them, even when they're like, yeah, it's not my bank account, so I don't know. I love getting on calls to actually brainstorm and come up with ways. And we always come up with at least 50 ways that they can make money, which is really exciting, which means that we don't need to let our outside circumstances decide for us. And again, I shared a little story about that. Me being a single mom, my credit cards were maxed out. I had 3 kids to take care of. I really wanted to invest in support, and I had $100 in my bank account, and that really was all that I could spend. And you know what? I gave the coach my $100 that I had left in there, and I said yes. I committed before I knew how, and I didn't let that circumstance decide whether or not I was going to have support in my business. And guess what? With her support, because I said yes, we figured out different things that I could do. I actioned one of those, created $1,000 in my business, and then went on to create multiple $1,000s month after month after month. So if I had let my circumstance decide for me, I wouldn't be here teaching you what I'm teaching you here today. Number 8, sitting on the fence and not making a decision. In the past month, have you known that you have an important decision to make about your business, but instead of making it, you overthink it, go back and forth, and delay on actually making a choice? This is what we call spinning. This is what we call spinning. When we don't make a choice, we are actually sitting on the fence. And we're actually not making a choice, it's actually making a choice. Not making a choice is not making a decision, is actually making the decision, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to get off the fence and just decide one way or another. If you can't get it wrong, how might that make a difference? If you would just decide and make a decision and then love the decision that you make, that is an empowered decision. I'm going to stop the share for right now because this is really important. It's not about making the right decision. It's about making a decision that is in alignment with the support or the desire that you want, and then loving that decision and getting all of the reasons behind what it is and the reason why you love that decision. If you don't do that, you will always go back and forth. Should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I, did I make the right decision? Well, if I do this, right? And then guess what happens? We never take action. We never take action. We never make the decision. We spin, we sit on the fence, right? So you get to ask yourself first, is this something that I really want? Do I want this? Jamie, you and I had a conversation on my back porch about this. And so I was so excited to hear that she's actually going to school to, get her certification. I'm so excited. And she was like, I don't know, should I do this? Should I do this? And I'm like, what do you really want to do? Right? And she's like, I really want to do this. I'm like, amazing. Do that. And then let's get all of the reasons why this is such a good decision. And Jamie, how did you feel after that? Do you mind? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here. She didn't know I was going to do this.
That's okay. No. So I went back and forth for literally a year. Coaching, grad school, what kind of coaching can I make a living at it? I've been watching Chris and I've been friends for like years ago, we homeschooled our kids together. And so I know her personally, but been watching her in the background and just admiring her success and thinking, okay, she's looking, it's possible for her, it can be possible for me. And so just some clarity around just what I want to do. And then just coming back and thinking through, what has been always in my heart. I love the whole heart alignment because I think that that's really true. Like, so once I made the decision, I had so much peace, and I have had more peace in the last week really than I've had in a year, because it's just been horrible to be in that place of indecision. And going back to what you said earlier about the roadblock, or about leaders commit before they know. I mean, I think that I'm such a organizational person and a planner by nature that I generally like to have some certainty. And in this, I don't really have certainty except that I have faith.
Yes.
So I just have faith. I have faith. I have enough signals from, God, the universe, whatever you want to say, that, and enough connections. I feel like it's possible. And with Chris's help and other people supporting me, I just feel like I'll be able to do it. And I'm just committing before I even know for sure. So, and it's a scary place because I'm going through a divorce. I haven't worked in many, many years. I was a stay-at-home mom. So I'm like, flying by the seat of my pants, but I was in the same place. I'm in the same place Chris was in years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. People are clapping here for you. This is so great.
Yes. Yeah. So I have big dreams, and I'm like, there's just I don't want to go sit behind a desk for 40 hours a week making somebody else money. That's just never been in my nature. So
exactly. And you are so good at what it is that you do. You're so good at what it is that you do. People are always coming to you and you're like, you're so good at what you do. So I'm so glad that you said yes to yourself and go in that direction. Yeah. By the way, Jamie is not a client of mine. She's just a friend of mine. So I'm super excited to share.
I just reached out and was like, hey, I need to talk to you. So, but we live 20 minutes from each other. So that was an unusual gift. So thanks.
Cool. Yeah. Christine Hoffman. Now Christine is a client of mine, and I asked her to come on because she has just had amazing success. And I just wanted to kind of have her share, because it's one thing when I say you can do it, but I really want you to hear, right? Like it made a difference to, hear, Jamie was able to make a decision and she feels more peaceful, right? So rather than me saying, yeah, you can do it. So Christine, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so glad you're here. Will you share a little bit about what it is that you do and how you support women, and just kind of where you were and where you are now? Because I know that you've made more money in the past month than you even thought was possible.
Yes. And I love the energy that Jamie was just bringing. I totally resonate with that. That was amazing to hear. Like, you don't want to sit, you're building toward what you want. That was so amazing to hear. And I love that. And that's awesome. And I resonate with that too. So I knew, I am a registered dietitian, and I've just realized I don't want to be sitting in a hospital doing things over and over the same way. Every day. Like, I know I'm here for more, and I want to support people in their gut health. I have been researching and taking master classes in how to alleviate GI symptoms and heal your gut lining. And I've learned practices that healed my eczema. I had eczema for 30 years and I had rashes all over my skin. And I finally found a way to heal them. And it was so incredible to me that I want to share this and get this in everyone's hands, because as soon as I started putting my story out there, I don't even think, like, growing up, like, my boyfriends didn't know. I tried to hide my rashes at school. My friends hardly knew that I had this. And one day someone was like, "Have you told anyone this?" And when I started sharing my story, so many people had the same story. And I knew that I wanted to help support people in this, but I needed more back end help and support and putting the pieces together. So I written on a little sticky note before I even met Chris that I wanted to try to, put this approach into other people's hands and support them in the way that I found support for myself. And I wrote on a sticky note, I will possibly make $1,000 in the next month, doing this and, helping people. And I absolutely came across Chris's website with the heart center approach. I knew I'm a food psychology coach as well. So I knew the mind game was very important that was like the first piece of, what I was looking for in finding a coach. And so I came across her page and she responded very personally, which, I had looked for other coaches out there and I hadn't even had a response since. And so it was just really awesome. The personal connection right away and the heart-centered approach. And yes, I was able to cross that off of my list. And it's so funny that I wrote possibly, because I didn't know, if I even could do that. I've never done that before, like took nothing and created something, out of thin air with just, your thoughts and your motivation and your skills. And I just thought that was so cool, but I couldn't have done it, I don't think, without Chris's help and support. So that was really, really, really cool to see. So, yeah, I've loved working with her. And if you just need that extra edge to get yourself in the cash flow, like in the zone, it's very worth it. I would say it's very, very, very worth it. So
Yeah. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, it was exciting because when we hopped on our call, I was like, all right, what do you need first? Right. And we're like, let's create cash flow. Like, we wanted cash flow. And Christine went all in. Like, I was just like, this is awesome. Like, this is exciting. This is the type of woman that I love to work with, because she went all in on it and she asked questions and she was inboxer. You're welcome. Oh, Christine, that's right. We're both Christines. Jenny said thank you. And I'm like, oh, you're welcome. But she went all in. And, I want to share that, one of the things that, we focused on also was cultivating community. And holy cow, you went from 0 to almost 500 people in your Facebook group in 30 days.
So guys, if you want this to happen, like the drive is in you and, you're creating actions. I was just not sure of direction. I had all this energy and all this motivation, but I didn't know how to focus it in the right direction to do things smarter, not harder. So with Chris's tactics, using them really launched me in a a smarter direction of using, burning out basically.
Mhm.
So, right, those tactics really helped focus the energy in a way that worked. Like I can't even believe it, but yeah, like
Yeah.
it really worked to, the step-by-step approaches, like making the Facebook group, inviting, having real conversations with people. Um, yeah, it was something that I just wasn't doing. I didn't know how to do, I guess. And
Mm. Yeah, well,
yeah,
we're not taught it, right? You weren't taught that as a registered dietitian. Like, we're not taught any of that. And that is one of the reasons why this is such a passion for me, is I want you guys to learn that, number one, it's not brain surgery. It does not have to be that hard. Number two, when we have when we know what to focus on, right? The right steps in the right order at the right time, it actually becomes easy. And you are doing your reboot, right? So you're doing your reboot now. You've got people in that, paying clients in your reboot
yes,
group.
it's
You also have people in
amazing.
January, another one in February, like,
Yes. Yes. And I feel like just so embodied with what I'm doing and just getting this message and able to help people, heal their gut. They have people with eczema, for 20 years, I'm working with this lady. She didn't know that she could heal her eczema. Like, same with me. Like, for 30 years, I had rashes all over my hands and I just waited for them to come back again.
mhm,
And yeah, so I've learned a signature gut cleanse, a one-time natural gut cleanse. I don't sell products or supplements that you take for the rest of your life. And I
mhm,
have a signature metabolic type test that increases your metabolism, lowering cortisol, and having an effective metabolism for your gut lining to stay healed. I had no idea the gut lining was so important to
mhm,
all of our other systems and functions in the body. Like it has so much to do with hormonal health, fertility, mood disorders, yeah, digestive issues, stomach problems, rashes on the skin.
mhm.
So yeah, there's a lot of people with questions out there, and it's just it's amazing to be able to get this. Yeah, I was able to establish a program, a 4-week program, and really kind of hone in on specific ways that I can help people with this.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Your clients are getting results, which is exciting, right? Whenever our clients get results, like, that makes our heart feel so happy, right? Like
Oh
when
my
Christine
gosh.
was texting me and going, "Oh my gosh, another one enrolled, another one enrolled. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting." I'm like, "Yay!" I'm like doing a happy dance. When our clients get results, it feels so good. And you're actually getting to see that too, is your people are getting results and you get to celebrate that with them.
I love it. Yeah. It
Mhm,
just goes full circle. Yeah. They
mhm,
have so much more energy and they text me and it just feels so good because when I connect with these people, they've had these problems for a long time. They're at dead ends. They don't know where to turn. They've tried this and that and the other
mhm,
thing. And so, yeah, it just feels so good to be able to connect because that's what I was missing. I didn't know how to connect with the right people
mhm, mhm.
and right, get in front of them. And so, yeah, it just brings everything full circle. So it's really amazing to witness. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Christine. Yes, Amy, have a great evening. Michelle, have a great evening. I know we're at the top of the hour now. So I just wanted you to hear, a real person, unscripted, just share, that look, you guys are here to do and to help and to share your information and transformation for others. And you absolutely can do it. There's no reason why you can't. No reason why you can't. And I love that Christine said she took nothing and created this, and now she also has something, the beautiful thing, that she can do on repeat over and over and over and over again without having to create the wheel. Now it's about honing and mastering and increasing more enrollments into her program and increasing her audience. And you know, just taking it up a notch now so that she can actually, you know, be where it is that she wants to be and keep growing and scaling. Yeah.
Thanks,
Does anybody
Chris.
have any? Yeah. Does anybody
Thank
have any
you.
questions for Christine? Not me, Christine, but Christine Hoffman. Does anybody want to ask her anything? I would love to, you know, if you have any questions at all about how she's doing what it is that she's doing. And if not, that's okay too. Just wanted to kind of open it up. And you can go ahead and come off mute if you do.
I don't have a question, but I'd like to just congratulate her because that is definitely a niche that so many people need, and she's filling the gap. Oh my goodness, people I've seen with that. So,
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. Yes. There's so many people out there that I've noticed, yeah, that are stuck and tried everything, and they go to the doctors and they just mask the symptoms, and yeah, they just can't find something that helps. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree too. I mean, that's really the place where my heart is. I mean, as I've thought through the last week, gut health is a huge thing. It's always been a big thing for me, just having been, I'm not celiac, but I might as well be. And then other food sensitivities. And my daughter is like you, Christine. She's starting to get eczema on her face, and she's had gut troubles. She's, you know, got my CP mix. And so, you know, that's where I'm going to probably end up too, is trying to serve that population. So I'd actually love to connect with you. I'd love
Yes,
to,
please.
you know,
Yeah.
somehow,
I'd love
I mean, I
to.
would love it because I want to get her healing quickly. So maybe
Mhm.
we can connect, and I can work with you for just that, you know, for a short period of time to get her healed. Because the functional medicine doctors want to charge, you know, a lot of money for tests, but they don't really, it's not the relationship. You're not really getting a relationship. You're just getting a service, right? And the
Right.
GI
And
doctors are not, they don't know, you know, they're just, so, I mean, what you're providing is exactly my heart too. So I look forward to just watching your journey.
Yay.
absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to connect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I hear you with the test. The tests give you results, but it's like, how do I fix this? Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And it's surprising because I've worked in a hospital, and the doctors, they've taken maybe one nutrition course.
Mhm.
And it's so surprising that, you know, they're the ones in front of the patients trying to help them. And, you know, the metabolism and the gut and the stomach are like two completely different issues
Mhm.
than, you know, like medicines and
Mhm.
steroid therapy. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You all are in the Facebook group, right? So feel free to connect with each other, reach out. I mean, one of the things that I am a huge advocate is, and I encourage everybody inside of my programs and everybody in the community to connect with each other, collaborate with each other. I mean, another way that we actually build and grow our business is actually working with others that serve our client, maybe in a different way, but also supporting and lifting each other up, right? We do not build a business in isolation. I think being a solo entrepreneur is one of the hardest things to do because you're not in a community. You really are trying to figure out all the things and wear the hats, right? All the different hats, the marketing hat and the CEO hat and the CFO hat and the CMO hat and all of the other hats that we need to try to figure out, right? So collaboration, not competition. Absolutely, Heather. I am a 100% advocate that there is not just one pie. There is an entire bakery, and I share that all the time. I do not believe that if someone takes a slice of the pie, then that means that there's less for others. I believe that we get together and we get in the bakery and we build as many pies or cakes or cookies or whatever it is that we want, gluten-free, whatever it is that we want. There's a bakery, right? So we don't need to worry about this competition. The truth is that your clients are your clients, and they are going to work with you because they resonate with you, because they align with you. Nobody can take your client away from you. That just doesn't happen. People can feel complete in one way and move into another way, and that's great, but we get to create collaborations, definitely over competition. So for sure, reach out to each other. Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys, I know that we are at the end. So real quickly, I just want to recap. The invitation to Activate Abundance is open. And until tomorrow night at midnight, you can still save the $5,000. So it's 25% off the standard rate. And you're actually going to get some other pretty cool bonuses. So one of the things that I know, because you're not at 6 figures yet, is cash flow, right? So we are gifting you the Cash Flow Accelerator, which starts January 8th. That's a 5-week program that is designed to help you create cash on demand. This is an important skill that you need to learn in your business. We're giving it to you for free so that you can create $2,000 to $10,000 in your business in 30 days or less. So we're going to support you in the short-term strategy of creating cash in your business anytime you need it. Okay. We're also giving you guys sorry, I heard something weird out in my hallway. I'm like, what is going on? We're giving you guys a jumpstart strategy session with me. So this is a one-on-one jumpstart strategy session so that we can start helping you create cash in your business to start supporting your investment inside Activate Abundance right away before the end of the year. We're also giving you December for free. So you don't even need to pay for December. Your payments, if you want to do a payment plan, will start in January. All we ask is that you put a down payment of $1,000 down to hold your spot. That's also going to lock in the 2023 rate because we are going to be raising rates in 2024. So that's going to lock in your rate. And you're just getting so much goodness. You're going to have one-on-one support with me. You're going to have mindset support live. All of this, the way that I've created Activate Abundance is designed to help you create momentum in your business as quickly as possible, to really cut the line that is keeping you from creating traction and momentum in your business so that you know what to do, when to do it, and you actually are able to take action in these bite-sized pieces and actually bring clients on into your business as quickly as possible. So if you want to call, I'm happy to support you on a clarity call. And just a reminder, what is a clarity call? A clarity call is I'm just going to help you make an empowered decision to discern where you are in your business and if this is a good fit for you now. I do have other options. So if Activate Abundance is not for you and you want more one-on-one support, we could talk about that. If you want a shorter time frame, we can talk about that. There are other things, but really my intention is to help you make an empowered decision. It's not to sell you into anything or drag you across the finish line. As a matter of fact, I don't do that for a very specific reason. If I have to sell you on it and try to drag you across the finish line in it, then I'm going to be doing that for the entire year. And I'm a no for that. I'm a hell no for that. I'm just not. Like, I can't, drag you across the finish line for the entire year. I want only women, and this is the best fit for women who are ready to go all in their business, who are like, I'm in, I might not know all the how, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to ask questions. I'm willing to have support, and I'm willing to take action. Those are the women that get the absolute best results in this business. Okay. And in this program. And so that is who this is going to be the best fit for. It's not going to be a good fit for you if you want to learn, some outdated strategy or fancy funnels or tripwires or high tech or, that's not what I teach here. I teach a very relationship-based approach. So if you're looking for something where you want to learn how to invest in Facebook ads or something like that, I'm not the coach for you, but I will absolutely share some colleagues if that's the direction that you want to go. But again, I'm about helping you make an empowered decision so that by the end of the 20 minutes, you're actually making a decision that you love. If it's yes, amazing. If it's no, and you want to do something else, that's amazing too. But you have to make a decision, right? You have to make a decision. Which way are you going to go? Everybody needs support. Doesn't need to be from me. It could be from somebody else. It could be from one of my colleagues. So if I'm not the right fit for you, that's totally fine. I will absolutely guide you to one of my colleagues, but we all need support. We're just, like I said earlier, we don't build this business in isolation. I didn't build my business in isolation. My coaches don't build their business in isolation. Anybody who has a 6-figure business, ask them, and they will tell you that the investment and the support is actually going to help them create what it is that they want to create. So if you just want to call, I'm happy to hop on a call with you about that. All right, tomorrow we have got a combination of a Q&A, so answering any questions about align, design, attract, nurture, invite, empower, and my personal mindset coach, Liz Nicholas. She is going to teach you how to think using our mindset to sell so that we can get out of our own way and actually know the thoughts that are actually going to help us to create more sales in our business with a very heart-centered approach. She doesn't try to overcome objections either, which is amazing. So I think you're really, really going to love Liz. And she'll be here tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We're going to have her talk first to teach you some of the mindset pieces around making heart-centered sales. And then we'll have some Q&A time as well. All right. Christine, thank you for being here. Jamie, thank you for sharing. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.